Hello, and welcome to the Neighborhood Radio Show, where we discuss stuff from the Neighborhood Discord server. You can find us on theneighborhooddiscord.com. I am Nixel, and with me,
I'm Charlie.
Hello, I'm Dusk.
And this is the first episode. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah. So excited.
I mean,
yeah.
we have no expectations, so
we'll see what we're going to get.
This goes. So this is called the Founders episode. We wanted to interview our two founders, which is Aditya and Vidmant. Vidmant is from, what is it? Lithuania? No, Aditya is from India, and Vidmant's from Lithuania. So timing an interview with both of them was tricky. So we opted for the lazy method, which means that we have pre-recorded their responses, and we're going to ask them a few questions and mix it all together in the end, and get a taste of what the history is of this server. I don't know. You guys have any thoughts on the neighborhood? What is the neighborhood? How do you explain that to someone who doesn't know what the neighborhood is?
Well, the neighborhood. Well, first of all, it's a Discord server that's open for public. So anybody could join, and we strive to be a friendly neighborhood. Everybody's welcome, and welcome to become friends of anybody. Really?
Yeah, it's just a community server, I guess is the term on the Discord.
I like to call it home.
Especially when we're raiding, which is gonna happen.
We do not condone raiding. We call it server touring, and we're very friendly about it. All right, so we have a list of questions in the podcast channel to ask our founders, our forefathers, who are also younger than all of us here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first one was submitted by me, so I'll ask it. Addy and Viddy, how did you two first meet?
Okay, so first we met on a Discord guild called, I wouldn't say its word, but I'll still say it. If you want to censor it, you can, exclude. It's called and we actually met there, and we're like pretty friendly. I thought Vid was a pretty weird guy at the beginning, but then we started talking for a while, and he turned out to be a great guy. And there the things got started, and I'll let Vidmant continue from here because it's a long story.
All right. So, yeah, as Addy said, we met on What I first remember the most, that the first time I really talked to him was in a voice chat, which is kind of odd because Addy is rare on voice chat these days. But the most memorable of that thing that we see was pretty much that Addy sent me a meme dog and said, "What am I doing with my life?"
Oh yeah, I remember that actually.
Yes, that was fun. At that point, we weren't really that much of friends, but as the time passed, we got to know each other better, and now we're very cool friends.
Okay, Dusk, you want to read the next one?
After the latest change of the roll colors, actually, a question from the staff members was, what are your favorite colors?
Okay. Dark blue. Next question.
No, I'll answer this. My favorite color would be something like a purple or a good shade of blue. I don't know how I can tell you what shade, but yeah, you'll see from my graphics the colors I like.
If you can tell, picking colors for roles on the server is some kind of an issue.
Next question.
The neighborhood is really popular, and so we have a new member every day. We always have someone new. So Loaf asked, why did you create the neighborhood, and did you think it would be this popular?
So we started the neighborhood when Vidman and I were pretty annoyed by getting muted and banned and our ranks getting taken away from the server we met on, because we were pretty active there, and we wanted to stay there and be friendly with everyone and talk, because that's what it's all about on Discord, talking with other people. And when we saw we weren't getting treated equally like other people were, and our things were getting taken away, we thought that we should make our own place, which does everything that the other server did in a better way, and create a friendly place for people to enjoy and do whatever they do online. And I'll let Vidman speak from further
Yeah,
on.
like when we met in that server, it was pretty nice, but afterwards admins kind of started abusing their powers, so we kind of created our own server for that. And I joined a few other servers before that, but it was very hard to become part of the community of the server. They were very secluded, even friendly. So I thought maybe we can create a place that everyone would feel welcome in. And as for the question, did I think that it would become this popular? Of course not. I mean, I did not expect it to go so well, especially due to the fact that I didn't really spend anything on advertisement. I used just my time, which is odd that so many cool people joined in on that time. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. I actually think, I thought it would become popular at some point because, if you have a good motive behind creating a place and like a place for people to stay and enjoy, why wouldn't it get popular, If you have good motives and you want to do good for like the people in the community, you'll obviously get recognized. So I thought we would become somewhat big, but it has recently blew up, and we have met a lot of good people, which are our staff and our friends now, like permanent friends. So that's a great thing.
Right.
All right, that's great. Another staff member submitted this question. What lessons have you learned about managing a growing community online?
I learned one lesson that is very big, is that drama will happen no matter what. Like you can be super friendly, you can be like super understanding, but some people just don't get along. Like it just happens. You can't change it. You can just reduce the impact that the drama has on your server, but you can't really take it out. It happens either way. Seriously.
That's actually very true. I agree. That's probably what I learned as well. That you cannot control people with like your powers or whatever. They'll do whatever they can in their limits to destroy your place or whatever your motive is. And to tackle that, it takes a lot of mental energy more than anything. And you need people who support you to go through that phase and get hated a lot online. So that's basically what I learned.
Next question.
Go on, Dusk. You could do the next one.
Well, as we all know, Discord servers have their ups and downs. We have summer vacations where suddenly a lot of members leave, and we have the Christmas times where suddenly a lot of members join because it's Christmas time. So Jake asked, what was the hardest or roughest period for the server so far?
Oh, I don't know if we can say that because we know what it was. I think
I'm pretty.
when
Yeah.
when the person who left our place started like his own server and stuff. I was thinking of that time where everyone was trying to attack us and raid us.
Oh wait, that person.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh yeah, he was a bit of a jerk. Well, not a bit of a jerk.
I mean, that's pretty much the roughest time we had on the server because everything else has been pretty positive.
I mean, there was one rough time when I think you had exams, and then the admins there weren't really many admins because that was like at the end of summer, I think, or something.
End of winter for me. I was actually having exams in February. I think this is the time you were talking about.
No, it was somewhere like when the server started not long ago.
Oh, it was probably September.
Yeah, something like that, like end of summer, start of fall, something like that. You were studying much, and
and
that was very hard for me because there weren't really that many admins that I could trust to make, and basically I had to wake up at nighttime to just check if there are no raiders at the server.
I remember.
So that was rough. next question.
Oh, the juice. We have a lot of drama and we have a lot of ups and downs within the server. And Blade asks, was there ever a time when you've been ready to give up and walk away from this?
That's a tough question.
Actually, yeah, you go first.
I'm not sure, to be honest. You go first, maybe. I'm just gonna think of something.
Okay, yeah, okay. So the time when I was thinking about going away or give up on the whole project was actually when two of our admins were kind of being toxic and stuff, and they were really like in the beginning they were trying to like manipulate me, and I thought that they were in the right, even though everyone else on the server was in the right at the end, which I learned by mistakes. But whatever. They tried to get me on their side, and I was pretty much on their side to defend them. And when the other admins on the server were not trying to understand what was happening, and and they didn't want to agree with me, I was ready to give up. But then I waited. I tried to understand everything. I tried to communicate with every single person involved in that situation, and I took the right decisions, and I'm still here.
Well, okay. For me, I guess that was the time when I was talking about just earlier, when there weren't many people here. Addy was busy, and basically I was pretty much alone in staff to do everything at that point, and it was very hard for me to do that. And at some points I did want to give up, but then I realized that people who give up don't really achieve anything. So I just started working even harder, waking up at night to bump the server and check it out. And I think it all worked out in the end, so that's great.
Yeah, we're all really glad you stuck it in there, Vidment. Blade also asks, what is the toughest decision that you've ever made on the server?
I think banning other people was the biggest decision or something.
Well, I didn't ban him, so it wasn't really for me. I mean, it was the biggest decision, I think, of to stand up, for the people who complained about him, just complain about his staff kind of abusing power. So, I was to stand up for those people. It was pretty much hard because, it kind of felt like the staff is disagreeing on its own. So, it felt very divided at that time. So it was a very tough decision to who to choose to support.
That's true. Well, I guess that was pretty much the whole the time, which was pretty bad for us. And removing them from our staff team was not hard, actually, after what they did in the staff channel, which I know the admins know about. Well, that was pretty much it with the hardest decision we made.
Oof. Well, Elijah Peep asked one last question. How did you grow your Discord?
Vidman can answer this question very well because he has been involved in the whole growing the guild part.
Yeah, I just advertised the server on pretty much everywhere where Discord can be advertised, like on special Reddits that are for advertising Discord, for websites, and frequent bumping the server in those websites to get the members, to see the server on its own. But, getting the members and growing the server isn't really just getting the members into the server. It is more like just keeping those members, in the server so they wouldn't leave the server. So it takes also to talk with those people to, become part of the community as well.
That's very true, actually. We have made a lot of roles and, planned out everything since the beginning to make people feel that they're part of our community. So they stay and, they bond with other people. And I think no one can say that a single person has done all of that. I think the whole staff team, all the members who are on the server, all the beloved members, all the friendly members, that admins and, everyone involved has been pretty much the reason behind the growth of the server that it
Yeah,
is today.
true. Right.
All right. Well, that's all the questions we have for those two. And that was revealing and emotional. I mean, brought me to sniffles. But we're going to do this a little more often and try to put together a reasonable little channel of content based
Definitely.
upon our friends here at the neighborhood. If you don't, know, of course, if you're listening to this, chances are you're in the neighborhood. But if you don't know, you can go to theneighborhooddiscord.com and there is an invitation link to join our Discord. And we have people from all over the world. I am in the United States, right in the middle in Oklahoma. Dusk, you're
I'm in the Netherlands, Europe.
in Netherlands, and Charlie's
I'm
Brit.
I'm an English crumpet, as most people like to call me.
But we have people from Thailand, Vietnam, like all over the world in different time zones, which means is nice because it's any time of day you get on, it's pretty active and there's people to talk to. Currently, does anyone know the actual number for the actual current number of people in the neighborhood?
2,400.
2,400. That's actually sounds kind of low. I'm used to thinking it's 2.5K, but
We can round it up. We can round it up.
yeah. But yeah, and it's still a growing community. I think it was probably a little under or over 1,000 when I joined. Probably a little over 1,000 when I first joined, and it grows every week. So,
Yeah. We
anyways,
hope that you could join us. And if you have any suggestions, please feel free to suggest.
yeah. And if you're listening to this and like, man, I could do such a better job, join the podcast team. We have bot commands for everything to sign you up for different stuff. And eventually we'll probably put announcements in here too and talk about all the different stuff we do, but we do so much that it'll be done and over by the time I finish producing this podcast. So we will end it here and just say adios and leave you with a clip of Addy and Viddy discussing how Nixel's going to edit all this and make it work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Adios.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Sexual.
I was waiting for you to say it, Charlie.
Okay, so wait, let's remember we met on right? Like
Yeah.
we met definitely. Yeah, what I remember is that Addy first joined the voice chat with me, I think. As I remember, and I remember he sent me a meme dog in DMS and said, "What am I doing with my life?" So that's the most memorable thing.
I don't actually remember that, but okay.
That's the very first DMS you can check.
Oh, I'll have to scroll up. Okay, let me see. Dude, it's way back up there. Like, it's been so long and they have said so many things. Let's just go, I guess.
It's somewhere June. Okay. So, let's just start with this question now. Like, how did you first? How did you two first meet?
Yeah, I don't think we need to say the question because Nixel can record an overlay and he can put it in between, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so